Hello, good afternoon everyone. Thanks for coming back to join me again today. I'm still working on my Halloween journal. The papers that I'm using are from Andrea Allen, that's Artymaze, and I'll put a link below. I don't think I've done that much since I was with you. We put that on the last time and I'm still looking for something to go in there. I've clipped that onto that page. Still don't know if it's going to stay there. I don't think I did anything after you left me the other day. I don't think I did. I've thought about things that I want to go places, and we'll do those together. Yeah, so that's where we're at. But what I wanted to do, and I think it is, yeah, it's the last page. What I wanted to do was some work on the last page. The way that I work is I like to have the front and the back page with something on. So, well, I have done a little bit of something actually, I told you a fib. I've got a black envelope here, and what I've done is I've decorated it on the front. So I've put a Tim Holtz person, and that's a bride, and I've given her the same wings that the little girl at the front had. So I've kind of matched them up. And I've put arsenic poison on there. So that's going to be a flip that goes on there on the back page. And what did I have? These, I'm in the UK and they sell these in Hobbycraft in different colours. So they sell the coloured envelopes and a card. I guess it's card making. And that comes with a card. So I'm going to decorate that as well. And that will slip inside of there. Do you know, I thought I'd just glued my envelope together then. It wouldn't be the first time and it wouldn't be the last. So that's going to go in there as a pull-out little booklet. So that'll go on there. And I was thinking what I wanted to do for this. And I think that I don't want this to be the only thing on this back page. So I think I might put a side pocket here, so like a side tuck. And I was looking at this paper. Now this is Andrea's from her Gothic kit, and I thought that might be quite nice. Is nice the right word? I like it anyway. So I thought, my thoughts were, if I fold it so that we've got the skulls showing, like that. Okay. I've tried to give myself a bit of room, and it's quite dark here in the UK at the minute. So I've actually got my ring light working, which is unusual. It never seems to want to, but it's working for me today. Oh, do you know, I just had a horrible thought that I'd cut through those. That would have been a disaster, wouldn't it? Take the white tops off of there, and then we'll see what we think of what I'm doing. Let's get rid of those. I really like how this one's turning out. I don't celebrate Halloween in particular. To be honest, I have got sons. I've got three, well, children, not children. My eldest is 40 next year. But we've never really celebrated Halloween here in the UK. They did a little bit when they were little. But it's never been a big thing for me, if you know what I mean. I like to see children enjoying it. But I am really enjoying these kits that Andrea's done. I thought I got something stuck on there then. It's the pattern on the paper. So my thoughts are, and hopefully I'm in frame. Let me move that camera a little bit closer to me, because otherwise I'm working too far away from me. My thought is to put that on there and have it as a tuck. And then I would attach that onto there, so that you can kind of see the skulls. And then that would flip out and be, oh, it's a pocket there, but you can put something, you can decorate on there if you wanted to. So I think that is what I'm going to do. I've decided that's what I want to do. So I'm going to stick, I want those two little fellas peeking out there, if I can. So I'm going to stick this on there. I've got my medium flow glue. Fast, slow and medium we're on. I'm just going to stick that onto that pocket. And the reason that I'm going to encase it in this is because if I attach it to the back, when you try to put something inside the pocket, it kind of bumps against that bit, and you can never get anything in. That's what I'm thinking anyway. Oh, I like that. I really like that. I debated whether to use the same wings again, but I like the continuity of it. I'm a little bit like that. It has to match, otherwise it doesn't feel right to me. So we do what we think's right, I think, or what feels right for us, don't we? And I know not all of you are loving Halloween images, so hey ho, I like them. I'm enjoying them. It's what you like, isn't it? I'm never offended if somebody doesn't like what I'm making, but I'm enjoying it, and that's what's important to me. There we go. So that will be the pocket, and because I've folded it over, it's quite a strong pocket, and I think I might stitch it on. So let's see what we think. That's going to go on there. Wouldn't do for us all to be the same, would it? That's going to go on there like that. And then that will flip out, and then you've got that pocket there. So I'm going to put some glue on there to hold it in place whilst I stitch it. And I think I will stitch it, because that envelope does make it quite a heavy pocket. It's that bit of blue. Right, if you see my head, I apologise, but I just need to see where I'm gluing that. There we go. That's on there like that, and then that will flip out like that, and then we'll have that pocket just there with something in, and then I'm going to stitch around there, and that will just hold that in place. I was just thinking, Andrea's got a second, she's going to do a couple of freebies in next month in November, and it will include, I think this is what she said, Andrea, if I've got that wrong, tell me. It will include this with the death moths on, and she's just done another one with some more cutouts on, so I might cut those out as well and use them in this, and a couple of other things, and I've already cut them out and I'm not sure where I've put them. I've had them in front of me, honest, I did. Oh, this was one of them, a ticket, and I'm planning to use that as well. So these are going to be freebies, as I understand, in Andrea's Ko-fi site in November. So look out for those. I'm going to go and just stitch around there. So 1 minute. Okay, so I'm back. I hope you can see I've just zigzag stitched around there. I'm leaving these threads on, and of course, you know, if whoever gets this journal doesn't like them, then of course they can snip them off. These labels are going to come from Andrea as well. I don't think I want to use any on there. My idea was to leave that bit plain so that you can write on it or you can do something with it. So I think I'm going to stick with that. I've got my pocket there. And then I want to make the card to go inside there, don't I? So let's move that out the way so I don't get it all inky or gluey, which is more likely to happen with me. So I've got the card. This is the card that comes. I think they come in a pack of 5 envelopes and 5 cards for £1 in Hobbycraft, and they come in different colours. Andrea has these journal cards that you can cut down the middle, but they're kind of joined. So what I've done is I've glued them back to back, just a couple of them, and I'm going to use those as pages, but I will add extra papers inside. I usually wait for that until I've finished the project, because then I will probably add pages that I will then usually add papers that I've got left over, is what I'm trying to say. But they're going to go on the inside and be some little journaling papers. So I'm going to do that, hang on to them. But I want to decorate this. And what my thought was, Sorry, I'm losing my voice. I've got this paper, and I'm going to put this on it. It's a bit tall at the minute, isn't it? Is it ripped at the bottom? It is ripped at the bottom. So let's rip it off at the top. I don't want it to quite cover the card. I don't want it to go all the way to the edge is what I mean. So I'm gonna, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. I'm finding I'm going out of shot an awful lot. I think it's when you've got the camera in front of you, it's sometimes hard to see what you're doing, isn't it? And I want the back to be, I don't want the back to be straight. And I don't want the back to have that white on it either. Let me just ink that and we'll see where we've got. I think Andrea's just starting to use this kit as well, so I know hers is going to be absolutely gorgeous. Her journals are always such a joy to see her make them, and wow, when they're finished, amazing. Right, that's going to go on there like that. I'm just going to snip a little bit off that top, just because I don't want it to peek over the top. And I'm going to be using these Tim Holtz people, because although they're just a lovely old couple, I do think they look a little bit spooky. So they're going to go on the front of this little booklet. So let's get this paper stuck on there. And then probably while this dries, because I won't want to fold that card while it's wet, will I? Because otherwise you get that awful fold along the spine, and I don't want that. So I'm going to stick this on. There. And then while that's, we'll leave that to dry just for a little minute before we decorate it. Oh, I was going to say, where did I put my Tim Holtzy people? So I've got what I want them to sit on, and I've got a little label. So I'm just going to put those over to the side a minute, and then I'll do something else while I'm waiting. What else do we want to make for this? Oh, that was something that I've done that I haven't showed you. When we added the flip last time, I've put a piece of lace in there. So that's going to go in there, and then it'll have something behind it. I don't think that's quite level, is it? Nothing new there. So that's going to go on there and have something behind it. That was something I'd added. So what did I think I wanted to do? I want to put a pocket. I want to do one either end, one at the front and one at the back. I guess this would be as good a page as any. What have I got? I've got that on there. I just want a normal pocket on that one. A pocket on there. So it could either go on that one or a bit further back. The one I'm going to put here, I think, is going to have a pull out on it, and I can't quite get my head round how I want to make it, but we'll have a look at it and see what you think. That is a bit tall, but bear with me, because what I was thinking was that I could have that on there and it would fold out. So this is paper from Sherlock Holmes, and it's actually from The Hound of the Baskervilles. So I was thinking whether I could attach that on there, have that folded there, and that would tuck underneath there then. And then it would flip out and you'd be able to write on that, and it would be decorated on the front, and then it would be a tuck behind there, or it would be a tuck at the top. So I think that could look quite nice. So shall we have a look at doing that? Because I need to think about it, don't I? So you can puzzle it through with me. I think sometimes when I'm thinking of things, I can't quite think how it's going to be. So if I want it on there, do I want that to be a flip as well? Do I want that to be a flip? And then that would come over and tuck under there. That might work, mightn't it? So I could stitch, I wouldn't need to stitch all the way around there or glue it all the way around though, would I? Because I only want it to, I want that to go under there, like that. Or would it be easier if it was on like that and tucked under? I think that would be easier, wouldn't it? Okay, so in which case, that can't be any wider than my page, because otherwise it's going to stick out, isn't it? So that would be about that wide. Except, of course, it's going to be less because that's... Right, okay. So what I need to do then is find some paper to cover this with. I might like this bluey one. Andrea's. Sorry, I was just looking at this as well. And that could be quite nice actually, couldn't it? So I want this piece to be, so to there it's okay. So I want to add that onto there. Right, plan of action. Let me just move this book out the way. Yes, I've got the page in front of me, haven't I? So I've measured the page so the page can move as well, can't it? Sorry, folks. I'm dithering a little bit, aren't I? So that, I'm going to rip those papers off. And what I'm suddenly thinking is I don't need to use that book page, do I really? I could just use this. Could I just use this? If I was to put that on there, I know it's too big. I would lose the bit that said spells, wouldn't I? So I think I am going to, excuse me, I am going to add it onto this paper. I'm going to add it onto that. Yes, I am. Does this bamboozle you lot sometimes? Because it sure does bamboozle me, I can tell you. It's going to be too big. So I'm going to take that off the bottom. Like that. Yeah, it's gone. It's gone. And then that will go on there. Like that. Happy with that. And then this, I'm going to rip wherever that fold line was. I'm going to rip it where it says potions. Am I confusing everybody? Because I've confused myself, let me tell you. Okay, I'm just going to rip a tiny bit more off there. I want it still to say potions. It isn't straight, but that's okay. am going to put that on there. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut that with my ruler. I'm not, oh yes, I can find it. Just bear with me a moment. Okay, sorry, I am faffing quite a lot with this, and it's because I haven't thought through what I want to do. But I think it might, well, I don't know if it'll be useful to you to see my struggle. But that's not going to be that wide, because if I put that on there, like so, I don't need all of that to tuck underneath it. So if I take that bit off there, that was on there, that would go underneath there. I've still got too much, so I think I can take it off to that bit there. And it's not square, is it? No. We can square it up, can't we? Does this make sense to anybody? Do you think I've lost the plot? Right, so that's going to glue onto the page, probably in 3 paces, and have a side tuck at it. That's going to go on there, and that's going to tuck underneath there. So that will only be glued kind of round there. And then that will untuck, and you'll be able to have this to write on, which I thought was quite a nice idea. So what I need to do is decorate this bit here. And I was thinking I might like that because I thought it goes with that. And so I'm going to glue that on there, and I'm going to have it fold round the back, so it just strengthens that, the opening, because when you're opening and closing things, sometimes it gets a bit, I was going to say wonky. It wears, doesn't it? It wears a bit thin. So I'm going to put glue on there. And if this doesn't work, well, it's only a book page, and I can print the printables again. So never worry, never fear if you're trying to do something that you've not done before. I'm going to stick that on there, and I'm going to leave enough to fold over. And I might leave enough to fold over this way, and then I'm going to cover that bit as well. So I do tend to do kind of belts and braces, I think, when I'm making things, which probably isn't necessary. And then I can cut this a little bit because it's too long. And I'm just going to neaten the top and the bottom, I've decided. For no reason other than I want to neaten the top and the bottom. So this is actually going to make quite a big pocket, isn't it? And using that book page has just given it that little bit of extra strength. So I'm going to glue that bit there on the back. And to make sure that I don't get that crease, I'm going to glue it while it's open. And then you know what I'm going to say, don't you? I'm going to have to leave that to dry for a bit. Well, actually, I can do all the gluing, can't I? I think I'm going to put those skelly bobs on there, because I think if I put the spells on, oh no, I think I can get them on actually. So if I glue that on there, where would it come to? So, it's going to be spells and potions, and that's what you'll open up to. Yeah, okay. I'm going to stick that on there. Did I say that I think they're from Andrea's Gothic kit from, I don't know if it was last year or the year before. But I had that as well, so, and as I say, when you're using kits from the same designer, they just do, very rarely do they not go together, and I guess it's because they've got their own way of designing things that just match, and I bet I can match that up like that. That's not in that crease, and that's gone over there. Oh gosh, sticky fingers, folks. Let me just snip those. You know, if this doesn't if it doesn't fit on the page after all this, I'm not going to be a happy bunny, am I? But I'm sure it will. I'm sure that it will, and it'll be a nice strong pocket because it's got the book page in it as well. I didn't want to use that after all, did I? So spells, potions, that's going to fold over, and that's going to go on there. I would like to see that actually. So I think I might just cut a little bit off the bottom of this. Sorry, am I still in frame? Yeah. That's going to go on there. And that will, I might need, I could trim a bit off there if necessary. Okay, so I'm going to glue this on the back. It's got a bit on the back about snake bites. It's quite apt, isn't it? So that's going to go on there like that. Okay, we'll leave that to dry for just a minute. And if it's not stuck on in any place, I can go round. I think I am going to have to, I think that's going to be too much to kind of fit under there, which is a shame, but it's not the end of the world. Where did I put my ruler? So I think that I am going to cut off just that fraction. Snip it. And I might stitch down that before I actually put it in. And then that will go under there. That works better, doesn't it? It does. Just straighten that up. It's quite nice actually, I like it like that. Fold out. Tuck in. And then what I'll actually do is put that in there, and then I'm going to stitch around that so that it won't come off. It's not going to go anywhere. So apart from the stitching, which I don't really want to do while you're with me, that bit's done. Let's just see what it looks like, shall we? I've thrown everything on the floor behind me. So that will fit nicely just there. I like that. Where does it go in the book? It goes there, doesn't it? So it actually goes next to that. Oh, I like that. Yes, I like that very much. And I like it. I think that's nicely decorated. I don't want to put anything, well, at the minute I don't want to put anything more on there. I just think that looks a nice spread. So I'm happy with that, apart from I just want to stitch around, don't I? And trim the little bits that I've missed. Right, okay, that can go off and dry. Happy, happy, happy. Shall we go back to the journal card that we were making? Well, it's going to be a little booklet, isn't it? That's dry now. I might actually put some lace down the back of that. So I want to put these Tim Holtzy people on. And they need to be sitting on something, because the sitting down people, a lot of his people are, aren't they? Which I find a little bit confusing sometimes. That will just fit on there nicely, so I'm going to glue that on. I'm looking forward to seeing what Andrea's doing in her journal, what she's making. I do like to see how different people, how we all use the kits differently. I don't think there's an up and a right, an up and a down for that. That goes on there. Oh, they've stuck to my finger. And then I want them to sit, and I think they do sit nicely on there, don't they? And then I wanted to put that tag behind them. Oh, I like that. What do you think? Are you all saying yes or no? It says bat's blood, and this is one of the, I think Andrea said this was going to be in her November freebies. Just going to give it a little bit of a screw, and then just ink around it, only because I want it to look a bit aged. There we go. Bat's blood. Yep, get that glued on there. How long have you been with me? 33 minutes. Gosh, doesn't time go when you... Do you know what? I'm going to sit her like that, and then it looks like she's got bat's wings coming out of her head, which I quite like. Have I got a weird sense of humour? Does that look too weird? Do I need to sit her a bit lower down? I think they need to sit there because his coat's on it. She's going to be a bat lady. After all, it is a gothic spooky journal. Complete fluke, that one. I'm using the stronger glue on this, and this is my strong PVA one, fast tack, high tack I think it's called. It's either high tack or fast tack. And I'm nearly out of it. I need to take a trip to the shop. I hate going shopping. I don't want to pay postage. Let's get them stuck on there. There we are, Bat Lady. I really like that. And just to put it into context, where it's going to go is it's going to fit inside there, like that. And it's going to have a few pages in it and be a little booklet. And I put the pages somewhere. I will add extra pages, but I really like that. Very happy with that. Don't lose it, Carol. Don't lose that. Okay. What else was I thinking? Do you fancy staying with me a little minute longer? Because what I wanted to do And I think I've just used the page I wanted to use. Let me just find my other book page. Okay, I'll do this page with you, this pocket, and then I'll let you go and get a cup of tea and a brew. So this one, I want the I'm not sure this one's going to work with the picture on the back, because I need, although it's quite a good picture for a Gothic journal, Halloween journal, isn't it, that one? And to be fair, you're not really going to see that because it's going to be folded up. Can you see what I'm doing? It would be useful if I knew how wide I needed it. So I'm just going to take this page out of here. So I think I can take another strip off there. I only want about, not even quite half an inch, maybe that is half an inch around. I only want it to be something like that. So I can take some off here, can't I? Okay. So you're not really going to see that, because what I want to put in there, and that's going to be a tall pocket, probably going to go in the back half of the book. And again, it might be a side tuck as well. And so I'm going to take more off the top, because I think I might want to strengthen the back of it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I've just folded this to the size that I want my pocket to be. Okay, and then you'll see what I'm doing in a moment. So I've just strengthened that, because that's going to be the top of the, that's going to be the pocket, but I'm going to fold it to the back. And I just want to strengthen that, because I might do a top tuck on this one, or I might do a side one. I'm undecided. So I'm going to leave it like that, so that it's at the top, just so that it strengthens it a little bit. I'm just going to glue that down. So that's the back of the pocket, and then I've just strengthened that. And then what I want to put here on the insides, I can cut these little, it's hard to see them, but I can cut these folds out, because I don't need the bulk. It is hard to see my crease lines, I will say that. And then what I want to do is, I've got some tracing paper here, and I want to put that on the inside of the, to be the front of the pocket. That's what I'm trying to say. So let me cut that. I don't need to cut all of the edge off. This is just one of the kit pages that I've copied onto tracing paper. How wide is this? About 4 3/4. So if I do it about, I would like to see that bat. Keep that. So it wants to be about 4 3/4, slightly less. Oh, so I will take that off. Okay, you should now, oh gosh, where do I put things? Hopefully you'll now be able to see what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it on the inside there. Yeah, take a little bit more off, just a bit. What a faff, eh, folks? And I'm just going to take a bit off the bottom because I don't want to lose that bat. I want to be able to see the bat. But I don't want to see the piece of the tracing paper that's not been copied on. And that will go like that. And then this will be a pocket. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this one first with my medium glue that unfortunately I've left the lid off, and I'm hoping this will stick onto the tracing paper. And then I'm going to glue this edge. I want to get as close to the edge as I can because that's going to stick to the tracing paper. Like so. And I'm not going around these edges and inking them. I have tea stained or coffee stained this, and I don't want it too dark because I am going to ink the edges, the outside edges, that's what I'm trying to say. But I didn't want to ink these ones, just because I didn't want to. Like that, okay. And that will, the idea is that that's then a pocket. I suppose you could not have it as a pocket, do it that way and have it as a pocket like that, because what I actually like is that you can see the book page behind it. What do you think, folks? Gosh, I've kept you all this time. So it will either be a pocket where I can put something inside it, or it will be a pocket like that, that will be a tuck spot, you know, or whatever, and I can actually put another piece of paper over the top of it. So it's like a window. I'm undecided, so I'm not going to cut this top bit off at the moment because I don't know what I want to do, but we can see where it would go in a journal. If I can pick my papers up. Oh gosh. Right. That goes there like that, and it would go like that on there. Not necessarily on this page, but it would go there like that. I think I like it like that, so it's going to be a top tuck maybe. What do you think? Top tuck like that, leave it open as a pocket and cut this extra off, or have it like that but a side tuck? Gosh, choices, I don't know. So I'm going to think about it and I'll let you know what I decided in the next video. Take care, folks. Bye.